Hello, good morning everybody. Here at Martin Panev, Chief Account Executive and Trading Analyst GDMFX. Welcome to today's European Session Market Outlook. Starting with a short brief of what happened yesterday. North American markets first. The Dow and the Nasdaq up yesterday, 17 points for the Dow, 63 points up for the Nasdaq. The Dixie index is up to 93, almost 60. Initial and continuous jobless claims reports yesterday came out better than expected, but the producer price index month on month and year on year came out negative. The 30-year bond auction 0.447% higher than previous. In Canada, new housing price index month on month and year on year worse than expected and lower than previous both readings. Industrial production month on month and capacity utilization are the tier 2 events. New York Empire State Manufacturing Index, Reuters Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, total net tick flows, net long-term tick flows are the readings for today in the US. In Canada, manufacturing shipments month on month, Canadian investments in foreign securities and foreign investments in Canadian securities are the readings for today in the agenda in Canada. In the European markets yesterday, the German DAX and the French CAC 40 went up 250 points for the German, 80 points for the CAC 40. Bank holiday in most of the European zone, therefore, no events in the agenda yesterday. However, Mr. Draghi had delivered a speech and it was well expected. The speech was taken as quite hawkish and the trends moved up on the euro pairs. 50 points versus the US dollar, 20 versus the pound, 60 versus the yen, and 80 against the Canadian dollar, above 100 versus the Pacific currencies. In his speech, Mr. Draghi said in conclusion that faced with an environment of unprecedented complexity, the ECB has taken a series of unconventional measures to prevent a too prolonged period of low inflation and deliver its mandate. Those measures have proven so far to be potent, more so than many observers anticipated. But their potency is also because they have interacted with other policies that have put the economy and the financial sector in a better position to respond to our monetary impulses. The only event in the calendar for the European zone today was the Swiss producer import prices readings month on month and year on year, and they already came out with a negative result. Moving to the Asian markets real quick. Yesterday, we had tier 3 events, the Japanese manufacturing tool orders year on year in April. The reading came out 4.2 points negative. Domestic corporate goods price index year on year 1.4 negative. And we have the domestic corporate goods price index month on month 0.2 negative. The consumer confidence index as well showed negative readings 0.2 points. Almost all JPY pairs were down except the euro, pound, and the Swiss franc on Thursday trading. Today, we have the Bank of Japan Governor, Mr. Kuroda's speech. In the commodities sector, the S&P 500 index had a range of 25 points yesterday. Currently is above the 2,100 mark. The EIA natural gas storage change came out yesterday, and it rising by 111 billion British terminal units compared to expectations for an increase of 116. Gold futures rose slightly on Thursday, reaching a 3-month high as soft US inflation data sent the dollar plunging amid growing possibilities for a delayed interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve. With regards to the oil prices were a little changed today, but set to the end of the week slightly higher, beyond by a weaker dollar forecasts of lower U.S. crude output and pick up a global demand. Oil prices also did not react much to the rising tensions in the Gulf after Iranian naval vessels fired shots at a Singapore flag tanker in the Gulf yesterday. Oil paired its ninth weekly advance, the longer rising streak since trading started in 1983. This was all amid speculation that the market's rebound to $60 per barrel will sustain a global supply glut. OPEC, whose 12 members pump about 40% of the world's crude, decided in November to maintain its output quota at 30 million barrels a day. The group is scheduled to meet again in June 5th. This would be a meeting in Vienna. Thank you very much for your attention today. That was all from me. I wish you a successful trading. Cheers. Bye-bye.